especially to new sellers starting out or somebody who hasn't been requesting reviews, is to use the request a review button, automate it with a system like Feedback 5, which is our tool, but just set it and forget it. If you use the request a review button that Amazon has created, you know that you're 100% compliant. You don't have to worry about, any violations. And it asks for both a product review and feedback. And so that's what we typically recommend, is go for that request a review button unless you have a compelling reason to use buyer-seller messaging, because there is more risk, especially if you have VAs helping you request reviews. If they're not fully trained properly and they say something wrong in an email, it just puts your business at risk. So,
Colleen, is there such a thing as abusing the request a review button?
Well, you can only send one request for feedback and reviews per order.
Right, for each person. But, in the past, if let's say you get 100 orders and let's say by some miracle you send to 100 people, you get 50 reviews out of that, wouldn't that trigger Amazon's automatic response of like, you're in trouble because now you got 50% review rate, even though you are using their own button? Have you seen anything like that?
I have not seen anybody get suspended for using the request a review button. If you use the request a review button, you cannot send a buyer-seller message. So, the system will certainly allow you to do that. So you need to be careful. If you're using the request a review button, don't send the buyer-seller messaging request as well for that same order. But no, I have not seen anybody, get suspended from using that button, which is good. It's a nice, safe way to make sure you're requesting reviews on every order. Although it's a manual process to do it in Seller Central, there is automation out there. So, Feedback 5, for instance, like I said, does allow you to automate, and it also allows you to exclude certain orders, like refunded orders, of course, that are going to be higher risk for negative reviews. You don't want to entice, reviews on something that's being refunded, or if you have a defective SKU that you're pulling from the shelf, you can automate to exclude any of those orders with that SKU to receive a request, or things that ship late or out of the country that might be more at risk. So
basically be mindful of who you're requesting the review from, and not just automate it to a point where it's asking everyone, even those who may leave you a negative review.
Right. And I think you also need to look at the timing of when you send the request. You're allowed to send a request between 5 and 30 days after delivery. And in most cases, I would say send the review request as soon as possible after delivery. But you really have to think of the product that you're selling and that you're requesting a review on, and think about, when is the buyer going to see the value in that product? So like everyday consumables, sure, send it 5 to 7 days after delivery. If you have like paddle boards or something that you have to use on a weekend, more likely, you might want to wait 8 to 10 days after delivery so they have a weekend to use that item if it's more of an outdoor or sports type equipment. And then, vitamins, supplements that might take 25 to 30 days to start to see the results, send the request more closer to the 30-day mark. So think about what you're selling, and when the buyer will see the value in that. And because they'll be more motivated to leave a review if they're seeing some value in that product.
What kind of review rate do you see coming in from this request a review button?
I'm going to have to answer like Elizabeth did. It depends.
Of course. Yeah. Well, let's exclude the depends, because that's when it comes to Amazon, the depends should be like literally on the same title.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere from, some are only getting, 2 to 3% response rate for reviews. I will say though, now that we have ratings that buyers can leave ratings, we are seeing a bigger increase in the response rate. You're just not always getting the commentary with that rating, like a true review. You're just getting the ratings, but the ratings certainly help. So we have many sellers that are getting 12 or 13% response rate. But a lot of those tend to be the ratings, because that request a review button that Amazon has created, it's optimized for mobile. It's very friendly and easy for a buyer just to click the stars and be done with it. So we are seeing, in the past year, we have seen an increase in the response rate.
Definitely make it easier for the shoppers. Absolutely. They would always find a way to do it easy. But it's good to know that at least people are taking a little bit more action rather than not doing anything at all to do these star reviews. And some people might not like it. What do you think about, Leron posted the other day something about the goalie supplement where they have like 100,000 reviews. How do you think they got all those reviews?
Yeah, so there's certainly black hat tactics out there. I'm not saying that they use black hat tactics, but
really, they still exist.
Yeah, but some products are just that awesome that they get a lot of great reviews. So it's hard to say. But I will say that it's not just the quantity that's important; it's the quality of reviews, of course, but also how recent your reviews are. If your product has 100,000 reviews, but you haven't had any reviews in 8 months, and your competitor comes out with something and they have, maybe only 1,000 reviews, but they're all very recent, that product is going to look like the more relevant, newer version, the better product to purchase. So it's not just about the quality and quantity, it's also how recent your reviews are. That definitely plays a factor for social proof purposes, and most likely it's in the algorithm as well. So,
do you think
in the buy box.
Do you think we have a tendency of us Amazonians to think too much into it, whereas the buyer doesn't even really think that deeply? Like, do they actually search, let me see all the 1-star reviews, let me see the recent reviews, let me select it by this and this and this? Because I, as a shopper, even though I'm involved in the Amazon space, as a shopper, I don't ever do that. Like, I'm just like, it's on page 1, I need it, it's like $20. I don't care what it says. Like, I'm trying to figure out I
think you're in the minority. I mean, maybe, I don't know, we could take a little bit here, but I think you're in the minority. I think a lot of buyers are trained to look at those reviews, and it's at least a red flag if somebody has like 3 stars or less, then they might start combing through the reviews. In most cases, if a company has probably 4.3 stars or, higher, and they have a lot of reviews, people probably feel confident in buying that. But especially with all of the, knockoff products and such, like, I think buyers are much more aware that there's fake products out there, the counterfeit items. You want to make sure you're getting the legit item, not the knockoff. So I think people are getting smarter to look at the reviews. Now, whether or not buyers realize that they're buying from Amazon or third parties, I think plays a factor as well. I think a lot of people that I talk to when I mention what I do for a living, they don't even realize that third-party sellers are selling on Amazon. They think that they buy everything directly from Amazon.
Exactly.
So I think consumers are becoming more educated, but for the sellers who don't realize that they're buying from third-party sellers, getting that Amazon review request directly from Amazon, I think also helps that response rate. If you send your review request through buyer seller messaging, it comes. It looks like it comes from your business, from your Amazon store. Whereas if you use the request a review button in Seller Central, it looks like it's coming directly from Amazon, which it is. So the sellers are more confident, the buyers are more confident to open that up. They know they bought from Amazon, not from ABC shop, So.
Oh, true. The game has changed. It's just so many things are changing, so many pieces to the puzzle, right? And I know people are signing up. So this is SellerMania 2. We have 10K in giveaways. Colleen, you have a giveaway that we're going to be giving away soon. I'm excited about it. I'll let you talk about that a little more when we get to that stage. I want to bring Christopher McCabe, man. First of all, I see you everywhere, man. You're always dropping crazy knowledge. Thank you for showing up. Your topic is how to stay compliant and have good account health score while selling on Amazon. Something that a lot of people lack. And I'm excited to have you, man. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a part of this. And the stage is yours, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, for sure. Yeah, not everyone's as healthy as they need to be at this time of year. That's for sure. And I think part of the problem is people aren't planning ahead enough. They're sometimes getting policy violations and they're not sure where it came from. They think it's maybe a mistake, or maybe it's a message that a bunch of sellers got and they don't know how to respond to it or deal with it at the time. So they either forget about it, or they assume they can later, if it becomes a problem, follow up and say, hey, you guys made a mistake. You sent us this warning. But there isn't a lot of action that they're ready to take, especially in like November, holiday peak that we're in now, December, October, when you kind of have to have like appeals, if they're not already pre-written and ready to go for something because you don't know what they might ask you for. You have to have them in your head kind of gestating, and you've got like a mental outline of how you're going to appeal it so that your whatever knocks against your account health come in, you can remedy them quicker, right? Because this is the time of year that Amazon teams tend to respond less. They take longer to respond. They lose things. They misinterpret what you're saying. You might misinterpret what they're saying. Sometimes they send you a message back that has nothing to do with what your appeal was about. So you just have to have that strategy pre-built, October or September ideally, but by November, you've got something written out in case they're challenging the authenticity of the products you're selling, the condition of the products. Lately, the trendy thing's been expiration dates, even for things that don't even have expiration dates that aren't consumable. You have to be ready for kind of the bot attacks from Amazon itself, making mistakes, misidentifying what you're selling. And obviously, that's what we're doing at e-commerce, Chris. We're trying to help people appeal these things, but not just template responses or checking a bunch of boxes. I know Amazon right now is throwing all these templates at people that say, well, check all these boxes. We don't want to have to read your appeals anymore because we're taking so long. I'm kind of paraphrasing this here, making up my own cartoon thought bubble. They're not really making enough time to read appeals anymore. So they're giving you these templates in more types of listing restriction or ASIN suspension categories. So for an expired item or a bad condition item, they just want you to make a series of promises. And I just want to encourage people to actually look at what the complaints were that drove that ASIN suspension or request for an appeal from Amazon in the first place, because there might be something to it. Don't just assume it's the usual bot nonsense. Don't assume that the buyer simply, checked the wrong complaint box or made some careless remark and that turned into an ASIN restriction. Take that stuff seriously, because it might be right around the corner that you get another complaint and you've just gone through this templated series of checked boxes and you think it's gone forever. Hopefully, it is gone for the rest of this year at least, but you think the problem has been permanently solved. And if you keep getting more buyer complaints for the same type of problem, then you haven't solved anything. All you did was postpone it. So, and then we talked a lot about IP today. A lot of people still haven't properly registered trademarks. Tons of our clients are getting barraged with fake copyright complaints. We've talked a lot about that. Get that documentation ready, have invoices ready, trademark registration ready, evidence that those are your images. Somebody's copied your images, but they're accusing you of having copied their images. There's lots of this nonsense going on simply because black hat types know that it'll take Amazon longer to respond to you right now. So all they have to do is knock your listing down for a few days. It's costing you way more revenue at this time of year than presumably any other time of year. They know that. That's why they hit you on Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving or the eve or the morning of Black Friday. They're timing their attack knowing that Amazon will be discombobulated and slow and confused, and they won't have enough time to react to something that could be very straightforward, right? You're probably not counterfeiting your own product. So a private label brand shouldn't be wasting a lot of time and having a lot of trouble appealing something like that should be remedied within hours, minutes. But of course, a lot of people just get copy and paste responses. So we're helping a lot of people just kind of figure out the timeline of their strategy of an appeal and not just wait around. My former teams could take forever to get back to you. If they're not intending to respond, and you call account health reps and account health people tell you, well, just wait, they're still reviewing it, just wait. You could call in every day for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and they could keep telling you to wait. Things get lost, things get misplaced, things get transferred around. You have to know how to escalate just to get a response when they don't respond at all. You have to have a comprehensive communication management strategy, I guess you'd say, because you can't just take them at their word. Yes, they're reviewing it. Yes, they'll get back to you. You're losing 10,000 and that to everybody, right? They need to be able to tell you something when you call account health. When they send you a copy and paste response, when you appeal something to Seller Performance is motivated to get those contexts out of the queues as quickly as possible. Doesn't mean they read them thoroughly. Doesn't mean they appreciated the content in there. That's the bad news. They might kick it right back to you. A lot of people get responses within 5 minutes, 3 minutes, sometimes 60 seconds, right? It would take longer. It takes longer to read what you sent them than it does to send a message like that back. So it doesn't make any sense. It just proves that they didn't read it. So you have to understand how that can form the basis of a future escalation. where you can point out the fact that you did submit what they asked you for. You're not missing anything. I mean, of course, make sure you've attached what you need to attach and make sure you've got a reasonably, strong quality appeal. But assuming that's all there, all of the things being equal, you gave what they wanted. They didn't respond appropriately or they didn't review it and reinstate. You need to use that as the basis of an escalation. So I know everyone's crazy right now. There's a lot going on. You're trying to troubleshoot a lot of different things. Maybe you're dealing with black hat attacks at the same time you're dealing with Amazon bot nonsense. But the best advice I can give right now is to prepare for it before it happens. You still have a week to prepare for something bad to happen on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the busiest, holiday weekend of the year. Use that time wisely. Use that time now to get some notes or outlines written up so that you can compose an appeal quickly if you have to.
I muted myself. So
that's all right.
Yeah, it's all good. So Christopher, I think what you said is so key, right? Like looking for those dates that are like hot weeks where, like Black Friday, and making sure that you adjust to that before somebody comes in and attacks, right? Like you said, I think it's such a clear approach to take and be ready for it. The biggest problem is that some people are still, they doubt that things like that can be done. And I feel like just because of that, like one day it just smacks you in the face where you're not expecting something to happen. It's like, wow, I'm the victim now, right? So like 100%, I feel like as you're growing as an Amazon seller, these are things that you need to be conscious of because if not, it could destroy your business. I personally know of a brand that was selling dog product, and he had 2 SKUs, and there was a competitor went and copied the same exact listing, exactly.
Yeah.
Had a bigger PPC spend, whatever the case is, and obviously at that point, people will click on you, right? So, just keep your eyes open and being attentive to everything that people have to say. So, SellerMania is all about doing giveaways. It's all about giving back to the community. When we started the Ecom Cooperative, we started with a 100K giveaway. We said, if we're doing something new, let's give back to the community, and that's what we focused on, right? So today at SellerMania, we have some giveaways. I don't know if we're almost ready. David, Yoni, I'd like to hear if we're ready to do some of these giveaways because this is what excites me, man. I love giving back. I love giving videos, and we're ready to go. Just got the sign that we're ready to go. And yeah, I'm excited. So I think David,
let's spin the wheel. David, the wheel's ready.
Spin the wheel.
Okay, guys, give me a second here.
You're good.
So we have only 11 people signed up to win. So we entered everybody. Actions happening here. Hold on.
Seriously, what is everyone doing? 11 people? My goodness.
Yeah.
No, so all your friends.
They're here, but that's the one who wanted to win. The rest of them maybe they don't want to win. That's cool. We're not gonna push them.
11 very lucky people. That are going to win a lot of prizes.
Do you guys see? You were talking about giveaways, Frank. I think we should start with yours.
Fine. I'm doing a product Amazon video. Let's. Spin that wheel, baby.
What's the value of a product video, Frank?
We're between 3,500 to 5,000, depending on the product.
Okay, 3,500 to 5,000. Let's see who the lucky winner is.
What's the value of that video, Frank?
So depending on the product, 3,500 to 5,000.
5Gs real quick, you know?
Fast.
Okay, we actually have our second giveaway we're going to just do now because we have the person who's giving away the service is with us live. Yoni, who's the host, Yoni or Frank? Whoever's the host, can we?
There we go. Mark Casey.
Let's give him a second.
Hello.
What's going on, Mark?
How are you, David? How's everybody?
Great.
Awesome.
We already gave away a product video, and you are going to be the second giveaway. Can you
Exciting.
tell us a little bit about what you're giving away, and then maybe a little bit about what you guys do?
Yeah, sure. So today we are giving away listing optimization. So what that includes is the content. So the title, bullet point, description. We're going to put it through our software that we use and have our copywriter optimize and edit the listing. So all the keywords that you're missing that are relevant to your listing, we'll input for you on a Word doc. And all you got to do is just copy paste it, show your current score and where you could be. And then when we deliver it to you, we'll show you that you could be fully optimized. And then also touching up your graphics a bit. So your main image and your infographics, we're going to be looking into it. We do market research and just going to be tuning those up.
Okay, what's the value on a prize like this?
Around $500. Depends on what package you choose, but we're going to hook you up here.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's see who the winner is. Let's do it again. Let me know if you see my screen here. We good?
Yeah, it can't be Patrick though. So if it falls on Patrick, it keeps spinning, man. Let's go.
No problem. And Yoni, you can check again to see if anybody else is joining. Maybe the FOMO on the prizes is making.
I'll share the link again. If you want to get a chance to win and you haven't done this, I'm gonna put the link into register. So give me a moment, but you can spin it. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna spin this winner now. All right. Oh, almost Patrick. Azar Khan, congratulations.
Congratulations. Very nice.
Good for you.
There you go.
Instances. Okay. So let's get back to the speakers, and we'll be back with some more giveaways shortly. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Frank.
Problem.
Congratulations to the lucky winners. And let's continue. Let's on with the show.
Bye for now.
Sure. So I want to get into some Q&As. If you have any questions, or even people on the same panelists that have a question for any of the other people, let's talk. Let's see. And I know there were some questions that weren't answered. I'm going to try to go through some of them and see which ones want to take on the answer.
Yeah, just 1 second, Frank. There's a question here from Azar Khan. He raised his hand. If you want to answer that and lower the other hand. And I think he's also the winner. So if you want to take a moment, take a look into that. I think it might be for Marchese or Elizabeth Greene. You guys can take a look at the chat from the question Azar put in. Is there an easy method how to find relevant keywords, because we use BA sheet and found relevant keywords but take too much time? If you help me method found relevant keywords. So I don't know if Elizabeth wants to take that, or Marchese is still around.
Yeah, so you can use a keyword research tool. That might be better. Honestly, I think Brain Analytics is amazing. Keyword research, unfortunately, I am unaware of any fully automated way to discover keywords. An easier way might be to do a reverse ASIN search, Helium 10, Jungle Scout. I know there's a couple other I'm missing. There's a lot of good tools out there. I like reverse ASIN search. You know, your top competitors, throw them in, see what they're ranking for. And normally, if you go through that list, you can get an idea of like a couple like root phrases that are going to be really applicable to your product, and kind of use those to branch off of. That's a method. There are kind of like, you can go through, again, top competitors will kind of give you an idea of what the competition's doing. To be honest, the keyword research is going to take the longest amount of time. That's the most, honestly, it's the pain in the butt. But I think keyword research is where you're going to win, because you're going to be up against a bunch of sellers who decided it's not worth my time, and I'm just going to use all of Amazon's suggested, and that's not really the best way to go about it. So if you can put in the effort, I definitely recommend you do it.
Yeah, for sure. There's somebody asking, where do I register for the lottery? We have two or three more giveaways. I'm pretty sure it's two more. David, Yoni, can you please put the link? Some people are also asking me why was
check the chat. It's right there in the chat. I'm going to put it again, so it's right at the bottom.
Perfect.
All right, I just put it back in there.
So perfect. So Izabela, I want to talk to you for a little bit. I want to talk about.
Oh, am I in trouble again?
No, man. a lot of people need your services. You're obviously become one of the Amazon queens. Everybody, we see you everywhere. Everyone loves you. What you doing these days? What's coming up next? I know a few things. I'm not gonna leak anything. I know you're.
Oh man, well, I wasn't ready to tell the whole world about it, but I guess I can give a little sneak peek. So RankBell is pivoting and in the market as far as what sellers actually need, beside just ranking on page one, is actually staying on page one. And how do you stay on page one? By making sure that you're creating a very good product. But we came up with the solution of the seller getting the full experience from a customer. So basically, we will be giving a whole customer journey from the moment the shopper lays their eyes onto your listing till the end. So just like Colleen was saying, most people just want to give you a 1-star. And that is how usually people get their information about their product, which is so sad. Research, like for the product that makes the money, they'll type it into Helium 10 or Jungle Scout. They're like, okay, this product is making 50 grand a month. I can definitely do that. Second thing they do is they look on the negative reviews, which is great. That's the minimum you want to do. You want to look at the negative reviews and see how you can create that product better. But I am here to challenge that and say, why would you ever want to wait to get a 1-star review if you can get a full report on that specific product on how you can make the product better? So this is where RankBell is moving towards, more about creating that customer journey from beginning to the end and giving the seller the full report of how and why would you even want to? We're going to keep you on page one, but now we're going to make sure that you are staying on page one. And you heard it here first. Nobody knows this. This is the first time I ever talk about it.
Have I told you that I love you today?
Oh, well, I love you back.
Well, I love you. You're amazing.
Thank you. No, it's true. Like, I saw a really big gap in the market from my sellers every single day. Izabela, thank you for getting me on page one. How do I stay there? And this is how you stay there. By knowing what your customers are actually looking for from the moment the product gets to their, and you are going to be able to see that journey every single month with RankBell, where it's like, okay, I scored 3 on packaging. How do we make sure that next month I'm scoring 5 or 6 or 7, to the point where you're scoring 10 on every single angle of your product? And this is what we want. And when you see the issues and the problems without getting a 1-star review, you're easily able to change that and improve your product as you create.
And I love how you, honestly, I'm not surprised with how you pivoted. I expected something like this from you. And look at the question that, are you seeing the note? Somebody has a question for you. Can you see it, or you want me to read it to you?
Yes, you can read it for those who are not able to.
So Izabela, how can we do search, find, buy, and be TOS compliant to the new rules?
So, it's not an easy answer because everybody kind of knows this already. When you try to manipulate the system, you may at some point get some type of repercussions. We've never had an issue with RankBell, but I am aware of what's going on in the industry. We know what happened with Rebakey, which was very, very unfortunate. So of course it got me thinking of, what are some ways that I can be of service to other people, to our clients, without them ever having to fear that this thing exists. So when it comes to search, find, buy, it's a very sensitive topic because, my whole business has been created around micro influencers utilizing this tool, the search, find, buy, to be able to bring the rankings up, which is why we are moving away from the search, find, to keep you on page one, but now we are providing you all this value. So if you want to continue using search, find, buy. Use that at your own risk. I think we should all be very considerate of the services that we use every single day. I know there's a lot of rebate websites out there. I would be hesitant in using those, at least for now, just until things get clear on what Amazon actually wants to do with this. But, I know there's a lot of different techniques out there. There's gray, there's white, there's 300,000 reviews on some of these products. But, always think of what you want to achieve and where you want to take your brand. Do you want to do something that's going to help you win in the short term, or do you want to create something sustainable, a brand that's going to evolve into something amazing in the end? So, search, find, buy, it's still a great way to rank. It's really the only way to rank, in my opinion. Ranking and search, find, buy has been a crucial tool in being able to get the products up on that page. So that's probably the best answer I can give you. I know it's not, very comprehensive, but, feel free to message me later if you want to chat about it.
I would love to throw my hat in. Can I?
No.
No,
Turn off your video.
I'm not wearing a hat. I'll take it. I'll take my old school Denver Broncos hat. I'll throw that. Okay, so I was talking about this with Casey Goss in New York, and because this came out. So first and foremost, all this stuff, the TOS update, it's a forum post. Okay, it is not an update to terms. That this is most likely the internal conversation that's going on in Amazon, and so the reason why I'm saying that is that I have a presentation that I gave in 2019 where I talk about ranking algorithmically and all the things and the triggers that you can pull, right? And I have a bit in that presentation where I took a snippet from the prohibited seller activities page, which is no longer in existence. That page it exists, but all it says is prohibited seller activities. For more information, see rules of conduct. Intentionally vague. As an attorney, I'm not an attorney, but from my standpoint, it appears that they were intentionally vague because it's their platform. And so who in their right mind in a legal setting would go to Amazon and say, Amazon, you're enforcing your own rules wrong. Come on. It's their platform. So they made it intentionally vague so that they can cherry pick, right? Because like what you said, Isabel, it is the best way to rank. Why is it the best way to rank? Because it's how ranking happens. It's literally why A9 was built, right? Now, what Amazon is against is people manipulating that, where you have crap products at the top. I just heard a story where there was a seller in a foreign country, starts with a C and ends in Ina. Wonder where that is. But this person had a slime kit that they were selling, gooey slime. This person also had a separate business entity that they were paying $10,000 a month to drive fake traffic to this slime kit. Their primary business, the slime kit company, was sold at a massive profit to a well-known aggregator. The most well-named. I'm not going to say which one, but think of that one, and that was the one. And what they didn't know was this person was running off the books traffic from another business entity. So it's completely, they couldn't see it. We acquired it, looking at the short term. And honestly, in my opinion, they were doing it specifically to game and to cheat and to steal. So first and foremost, you have to ask yourself, how much is your integrity worth? That's why I don't do this black hat shit, because my integrity is worth more to me. So one, search, find, buy. Here's how you do it. And this is what I was talking about with Casey. That was a long ass build up. Just go and say, find our blah on Amazon. You're not telling people what to search. So let's say you sell these koozies, right? Find our beer koozies on Amazon, or search for our beer koozies on Amazon. You're not telling people to search for beer koozies. You're not telling them how to search, go through the listings and find you. You're just saying, find our beer koozies on Amazon. I don't see that Amazon would have issues with that. Now, what they do have issues with, obviously, scroll down, click on our listing, look at all the images, go down, read some reviews, like a review, go to another competitor's listing, look at their thing, come back to ours, add it to your wish list, go to another competitor, right? So there's all these things that they're trying to manufacture a real sale. Here's the thing, folks. All of this is trying to fake a real sale. You know what you should do? Make real sales. Then you don't have to fake sales. I'm very passionate about this. Like, seriously, build a real fucking brand. That's it. It's long term. Anyway, I could go
delay on the beep.
For sure, for sure. Look, I want to get to everybody's questions because I know I'm seeing a few. I'm going to read them, and whoever wants to target the question, let's just try to answer these. I know sometimes there's a longer answer to things because you can't just answer in 1 or 2 sentences. But I want to be able to answer everybody's questions, right? So Azar says, if you're starting from the top of the suggested price range, what is the minimum length you would run a campaign before the information becomes valuable and not a matter of variance?
I think that's connected with the second piece, which says I typically target 50 plus keywords, starting high to bids $3+, but often most of the cost goes to a few keywords, but majority of the keywords got 0 clicks. I lost a lot. Should I target fewer keywords and start at a low bid? Maybe. So for
You're cutting off a little bit.
It's just me or she's cutting off, yeah.
Am I good now? Or no?
Maybe turn off your video, Elizabeth. Maybe that will help a little bit.
Yeah, and also plug into
Okay.
wire if you have the option instead of Wi-Fi. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I would say if you are being very strategic with where you are placing your products, like if you are selling a metal cup, don't just like run on cup, run on like something super specific to your product. If you're showing up absolutely where your buyers are searching for you and you're not converting, that's when you know there's an issue. And that typically, like if you're really tracking, this gets harder in bigger accounts, but if you are tracking, you can normally see it within a couple days, because when, like, if you go and you search that particular keyword and you are at the top and you're getting clicks with no sales, something is misaligned with what you're selling, with what that shopper is looking for. Typically, you can see that pretty quickly. As again, caveat is that you're being targeted with where you're showing up. So I would take a look at it then. And then as far as the keywords, that's not abnormal. You probably have a couple very high volume keywords in with the rest of it. What I would do is, if the keywords that are getting the spend in those campaigns aren't working, maybe reevaluate it. Or what you can do is you can pull out everything that has no impressions and put that in a separate campaign and kind of pause them in the original one, run those kind of in tandem.
Solid. We also have Joey Sassoon. He says, what are the best strategies to drive traffic to your brand store and converting that traffic into sales? So basically going towards the Amazon storefront versus actual listing.
Are they talking about sponsored brands?
Yeah, I'm assuming. What are the best strategies to drive traffic to your brand store and convert those traffics into sales?
Okay. Yeah, the only way that you would be able to get someone to land on a brand store intentionally, I don't think posts drive there. Maybe they do. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone. But I know you can run those through the headline ads, the brand ads. Video ads drive to the landing page. I would say think of the shopper experience. So if you are advertising on your brand name, maybe you want to drive them to your store page and then showcase your entire brand collection. If it is easier, there are some times where you build out sub pages that are very specific. Like if you want to cross promote and then add in some beautiful brand graphics, I would do it that way. Otherwise, if they are searching for a very specific product, like I can't even think of something like toothbrushes. Like if you're selling toothbrushes and you're doing a brand headline on toothbrushes, I would drive them to the toothbrushes. So you don't want to have them fall on your main landing page that has toothpaste and toothbrushes and floss, because they're looking, think of where they're coming from, where the traffic is being driven, and what's going to give them the best experience.
Awesome. So we have more giveaways. Shout out to the team. They're giving out cool gifts and all these giveaways. I'm saying that we're seeing Atita everywhere. I even see him in like soup. Every event, everywhere we go, we see Atita. Shout out to the team that's crushing it. We have more giveaways. I want to get into some of these giveaways and maybe we'll answer a few more questions. I know some of the questions are taking up a lot of time, but we have some more giveaways. David has a giveaway. Colleen has a giveaway. I'm excited about your giveaway because Colleen, I want to address something, man. I feel like your service, right? I think now more than ever, it's a necessity. And how can people reach out to you? How can people? I know there's a big team behind the company that you're working with. Who's the person they should contact if they want to learn more and use those services?
Sure. So EcomEngine, we're the creator of Feedback 5. So many people know us by our software tool, Feedback 5. We have a few other tools as well, but we're the ones behind the scenes at Feedback 5. So it helps you to manage your reviews and feedback on Amazon, get alerts for the negative reviews, respond to those. If you're brand registered, you can respond, help you get more reviews. They can contact me directly. I'm happy to help them. I'll also put our website and my email here in the chat. But we are offering a 6-month free package of Feedback 5 up to a $300 value.
Awesome.
So now's definitely a great time with all those increased holiday orders to maximize your reviews. When you see a spike in orders, then you should see a spike in reviews as long as you're asking for them. But the automation will save you a lot of time and a lot of headache and make sure that you remain compliant. So we're happy to work with you on that. Yeah. And especially with Q4, and I was just realizing it's November 17th. So we're like, I don't know, a month from now will be, the gift giving season, of course. So when we talked about timing review requests earlier in this event, think about, not just the type of product that you're selling, but also the season that we're in. So right now you might want to adjust all of the timing to send those review requests about 30 days out so that everybody who's purchasing gifts now, they might not even take it out of the box when it arrives from Amazon because they're not ready to wrap it. They're not ready to give it. The person hasn't opened it up. So, regardless of what you're selling, you might want to just adjust your timing to 30 days out so that they're most likely to have already opened the gift at that time or given the recipient the gift.
I wouldn't have even thought of that. So true. So true. David, I'm excited to give back to some
to share my screen here. So we said it's a $300 value, up to a $300 value, and it's 6 months to Feedback 5, a Feedback 5 subscription. I'm going to share my screen now. And
Feedback 5 is the #1 rated feedback app in the Amazon App Store.
Love it.
You can see a lot of reviews there. We know how important reviews are. So.
Okay. Does everybody see my screen here?
Yes.
All right. We're going to draw the winner now.
Wheel of Fortune.
And the lucky winner is almost Joey Sassoon, Jacob Amor.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I was going to say, if Joey wins, he's probably going to want to win the one that I'm giving away because he told me that he was going to tell Isaac that they have to use our services.
Shout out to Joey, man. Joey's,
yeah.
We have you on deck right now. You're up next after we have an amazing giveaway now. We have an audience member, Frank. I'm going to need you to bring him up as a panelist real quick.
Okay.
I already said that the use Feedback 5, it's great. So he's okay.
All right.
Who, David?
Jacob Amor, the winner has a lot of heart in his eyes, it seems like right now. You put the emoji on that.
David, who am I adding?
Eric.
Can't find them. Unless his account has another name.
Hold on, let me check.
Yodi, they want to know where they can buy these hats.
No, Frank, he's there. Eric S. Eric Sudarth. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but Sudarth. Eric S.
While we're doing that, can I tell a little anecdotal story about the review request? I had this premise a few years ago that if you launch we have a very seasonal product. And so I figured, hey, if we launched it in February pre-season, like it ramps up in summer, like we need to move less units, you know, in order to launch, which was true. Problem is we were selling, the launch was for rash guards or swim shirts. We're selling them to moms, right? Every single one of them was like, yes, I'd love to review when I use it in June. So make sure that you're paying attention, like Colleen said, about like when people are actually going to be using your products, and plan your launches accordingly, because nailed it on the premise, really missed it on the without getting reviews. And that was hard to get them re-ranking again.
So,
Yeah, especially because you're limited. You can only send a review request up to 30 days past delivery. Buyers can still leave a review at any time, but you just can't solicit for it after that time frame. So that's a great point.
Yeah, that's why I'm a big advocate of post-purchase insert funnels, so that you own that data and then you can follow up when you want.
All right, so Eric, welcome in.
Yeah, welcome, Eric.
Right? From SellerMania.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about your company and a little bit about what you're giving away today?
Yes. Well, I wish I was giving away Frank's hat, because that's pretty money right there, Frank. It's good to see you guys again. Yes. So SellerRocket, we're the leaders in editorial recommendations. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but we're giving away today a free on Amazon editorial placement. And so this is between a $2,000 and $3,000 value. And so we're pretty excited to also be joining the Ecom co-op soon. So yes, this is an exciting giveaway here, and definitely want to share a little bit more about what SellerRocket does here in just a second.
Let's spin the wheel, David. Let's do it.
All right, hold on. Let me share my screen here. Okay, everybody see the screen here?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. The lucky winner is almost Joey Sassoon again. Eileen.
Oh, Eileen, awesome.
Congrats.
So Eileen, I'll put my email address in the chat box so you can reach out to me. But I just wanted to briefly show what SellerRocket can do. Let me share my screen right here. So this is an example here of an Amazon on-site editorial. And so if you could see that I searched for best basketball here, and this brought up an editorial about a quarter.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Eric, that video, yep. I just have to call it out. That's a Creative % video. That's on your screen right there.
There you go.
Yeah, the end one, I think, right? That's the end one video.
Yeah.
That wasn't even planned, but there you go. You got some free pub right there. That's awesome. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. So basically, what SellerRocket does, think of us as like a brand advocate. So we talk to sellers across categories all over Amazon. We work with more than 3,500 brands now, about 800 clients, and we will advocate for those brands with a network of several hundred publishers. These publishers are writing editorials both on and off of Amazon, but these editorials can be a way to boost user trust about your product when they're trying to decide if they want to make a purchase. And so I brought up another one here too on best laptop, so you can kind of see what this looks like. But basically, we can help advocate for your brand to potentially get you in an article just like this. And we have a lot of case studies that show some significant lift that these editorials can provide. And we also have an ability to get you into editorials off of Amazon. If a user happens to be looking for your brand on Google, we happen to work with a lot of publishers now that have articles ranking on the first page on a lot of keywords. And so we can help drive that external traffic to your PDP. We can also help increase that user trust for folks to convert that are doing their research on Amazon. So anyway, I appreciate you guys letting me share today. And so I'll put my email in the chat for anyone who's interested. We'd love to have you reach out and talk to SellerRocket about how we can help your brands grow through editorials.
Okay, thank you very much, Eric.
Thanks, David.
Congratulations, Eileen. All right, we are ready for the next giveaway. Paul, I think I saw something about $700 and 20% off.
Yep. So so this is our onboarding, we charge normally $1,200 because we do a ton of accounts set up for you inside ManyChat. And this will include setting up anything with, basic stuff within Instagram Direct as well as Messenger. And 20% off any funnel. So funnels normally start at about $1,000. Most commonly, I think people like 1,500 is a pretty common. But we have like product launch funnels that go all the way up to $6,000 that are pretty intense. So depending on obviously what you need done, it could be a couple $1,000s worth of stuff.
Awesome. I'm excited. David, you ready to run that wheel?
Ready to run it. Hold on.
Joey Sassoon has been almost hitting on all of them, man. He wants that Paul one, so.
All right, everybody see the screen here?
Yeah, we're good.
And the winner is Kenna. Congratulations, Kenna.
Very good.
Nice.
So Kenna, just shoot me an email. I dropped it up earlier, but I'll drop my email address again and just shoot me an email and we'll connect.
Perfect. I don't want to get too much. I don't want to get too much into detail, but that was perfectly won. It's the right person for it. All right, cool. I think we have one more, David. We have one more giveaway.
That's it. Do you have any other on your list? I think we're out.
I'm good on my list. We're good. As you know, as I said it earlier, I just want to refresh on this. One of the main things is that the Ecom stands for, the Ecom Cooperative, is giving back. Giving. We always want to give. Thank you to everyone who gave. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I'm excited to see what this turns into. For those of you that have done giveaways for the Ecom Cooperative, please connect with us. I want to create some backstories. I want some people, the winners, to actually talk about their experience, the prize that they won, and we create a big case study, right? I think that this elevates all of us. It elevates our businesses, our brands, our agencies, and thank you all, man. Thank you all for showing up to this amazing event. It was great hosting with where's Elizabeth? She's here. Thank you. Izzo, I call her Izzo. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you to the whole Ecom Cooperative, Paul, Yael, Colleen. Thank you to everyone else here. Chris McCain, Paul. I appreciate you guys, and I think we're seeing each other more often, where this keeps us connected, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys grow individually and as a big brand. Ecom, every time we do an event like this, the Ecom community is always winning. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you,
for
Frank.
hosting.
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here today. What a great way to stay connected to our community. And the more people see us, the more they feel like they can trust us to ask us some of